Before we start the podcast, we want to take the time to say if you like us, please follow, like, comment on SoundCloud, sub, like, comment on YouTube, subscribe, rate, and comment on iTunes. It really helps us out, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome to Anime Cherry Bomb, your one-stop shop for all your anime needs. And today, confirmed, the #1 podcast in all of the East Blue.
Yep, the polls are in. #1 podcast.
Confirmed.
Luffy's favorite podcast.
I am one of your hosts, the guy who's almost like a samurai, Aaron, along with the DUDE, the Jay, he's not shy. Jay, how's it going?
It's going good, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Was really excited to pick back up One Piece again.
Yeah.
And
It's always a good time to watch One Piece.
exactly. Spoiler alert, I was really excited and then it really let me down in the second half.
Yeah, definitely.
But let's open up with some facts. I don't think we need a synopsis this week. I think everyone knows
about One Piece.
This is One Piece.
Yeah, if you want to know the synopsis, you can watch the first episode.
Yeah.
Or not watch, listen.
Listen, exactly.
Uh-huh.
It's the same as last. Luffy and his friends are on a new adventure.
Mm-hmm. But before we get into the facts, I know that you have a correction for our very first podcast.
Oh yeah, so I was going through some old podcasts,
Mhm.
and I made a horrible mistake.
Uh-huh.
And
I almost kicked you out of the podcast because of this.
Exactly. Podcast 1 almost ended because of this horrible mistake.
Yeah.
And the mistake was I referred to Maka's voice actress as pretty sure I said it was Brittany Korobowski,
Mm-hmm.
which in fact I am wrong. And her actual voice actresses, I actually should have looked this up before we started. Yeah, so her actual voice actress is Laura Bailey. And Laura, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know she's a big fan of our podcast, so we apologize deeply.
Exactly. So without further adu, I don't think we have any more corrections.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you do, let us know.
exactly. Expose us on in the comments.
Yeah. Maybe we'll shout you out for finding the correction.
Exactly. So
All
without
right.
further ado, Jay, hit us with the facts.
All right. So I got some new facts for One Piece since we already did some of the stuff. So just to reiterate, One Piece is a shonen anime made released in 1999. There are over 800 episodes to date. It's still going on. And it's based on the manga written and illustrated by Ichiro Oda. And he was the assistant to Masaya Tokahiro, whose best known work is Jungle King Tar-chan. Are you familiar with?
No.
It's kind of like a parody of Tarzan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's a really old anime. We should review that one day.
Yeah.
And it influenced his art style. That's actually that guy. What's his name again? Masaya Tokahiro. He's not actually the first person he was the assistant for.
Uh-huh.
It's like some other guy, but he was more influenced by that art style from the Tar-chan stuff.
I don't know if it was. I know I mentioned it last time,
Mm-hmm.
but him and the fairy tale author share the same. They studied underneath the same master. So yeah, maybe it was him. Maybe it was the other guy. But they both do look really similar.
Yeah, definitely. So episodes 1 through 278 was directed by Konosuke Uda. And his first ever work as a director was an anime called Galaxy Express 99 Eternal Fantasy. That's a long name.
I know.
Have you ever heard of that anime?
Never.
Well, that's all I really wrote. Because he doesn't have that much stuff that he directed. So the studio was Toei Animation. And I did like this theme of like first thing that they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
So the first anime that Toei ever did was Wolf Boy Ken back in 1963. That's a long
Yeah.
time ago. And that anime has 86 episodes. It's 86 episodes long. And even back then, they were playing like the long game.
Right, exactly. And that's basically all Toei does now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just long game anime.
Yeah.
Produce it as cheap as you can and
Mhm.
drag it out as long as you can.
Yeah, exactly. So the music was done by I think 2 people. First being Kohei Tanaka, and the first anime he has ever worked on was an anime called Button Nose back in 1985, which is also the first anime or the first TV series, produced by Sanrio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know they produced stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Oh wait, wasn't Flint Sanrio?
Oh, yeah, it was. No, it was Saban.
Oh wait, okay, yeah.
It was made by Saban, and then Sanrio picked it up.
Yeah, Sanrio owns the rights.
But there's
Yeah.
actually not even a little known fact. There's an anime going right now called Sanrio Boys.
Really?
Yeah, when it's a Bishi anime, so like Pretty Boy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's a reverse harem anime, but I know it's.
There's only one girl.
I'm
a lot
not
of guys?
sure. Well, reverse harem would be a girl.
Yeah, one girl with a bunch of guys that like
yeah,
her.
I'm not sure if there's a girl in there, but I know there's a bunch of pretty boys in it.
Okay. And the other person was Shiro Hamaguchi, and the first anime he's ever worked on, to my knowledge, is Violinist of Hamelin in 1996. Which cool thing about that anime is that there's a Super Nintendo game based on it. Not a Super Nintendo, but Super Famicom game, only
Uh-huh.
released in Japan, and it's a really cool platformer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and actually has some speedrun people involved in it.
There you go. Let's get in it.
Yeah. All right. So the second opening theme is called Believe, and it was done by Folder 5. So it's a 5-member pop group, and their music video is actually pretty great. We
Yeah.
actually watched it before this podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's a lot of. That's also something I would describe it as. Yeah.
And they have 4 albums if you want to listen to them. So it was actually sung in English as well, and the person that sang it is Meredith McCoy, and you might know her as Android 18 from the Dragon Ball series, not Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Z Kai, but
Really?
just
The
the
original?
just the original Dragon Ball. She's the voice actress for that one.
That's okay.
And
I was gonna say like her voice doesn't sound familiar. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that dub.
She was also Maria in Full Metal Alchemist, and she was Yusuke's mom in Yu Yu Hakusho.
All right.
I was just looking. There's not that many things that she's done either.
Okay.
So the second ending theme, it's just called "Run, Run, Run," is done by Maki Atsuki. Okay, and she did the first ending theme also, and the only thing anime related she does is One Piece. So there's not much to talk about there. So the English version of the second ending theme is done by Caitlin Glass, and you might know her as she's actually in this anime One Piece as Nefertari Vivi. She's like the princess of the next big overarking
Okay.
thing
Yeah. I was like, I don't
in
know what that is.
Alabasta.
Yeah.
She's like the princess of Alabasta, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Something like that. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm not. Don't quote me. She was also Miss Anderson in Shin-Chan, and that's the teacher, I believe.
Yeah.
And she was Haruhi in Oran High School Host Club.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know her voice. She has a really good
Mm-hmm.
voice.
The voice that I think of is Narine from Shuffle.
Yeah.
That's how I remember what her voice sounds like.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think of just that Oron. Actually, I considered doing Oron next week too. Which is weird that you bring it up. But when I always think of her voice, I always think of I don't know. Did you watch the dub for Oron?
Yeah, I did.
So there's just one line that always just sticks in my head, and it's like, she goes, "Oh, she's like, you're not my Kenpai, you're my senpai." Because they're throwing spears at her or something. Or one of the characters is a spear,
Mm-hmm.
and Kenpai is spear in Japanese.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she's like, "You're not my spear, you're my senpai." For some reason, that wordplay is
That was in
always-
the English dub?
Yeah, and that for some reason that's always stuck in my head.
All right, so for cross media, since I've already done this, I decided to dive deeper into the theme park of
Oh yeah.
of One Piece, the One Piece theme park in Tokyo Tower. So there are 10 attractions at the theme park. There's one for each member of the crew.
Yo, that's tight.
And one dedicated to the whole crew. So the one that's dedicated to the whole crew is a 360 video screen highlighting some memorable scenes from the series.
That's so cool.
So like you're surrounded by like TV screens.
Is
and
this
stuff.
is this still up?
Yeah,
Can you still
you can still go
my
there.
goodness.
Okay, so Luffy's attraction is a mirror maze. There's a tunnel of swirling fire and some photo spots that you could take pictures of from like there's one scene where when Shanks gives Luffy the hat.
Yeah.
There's like a recreation, like a statue of that where you could take a picture.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you say this,
Mhm.
I've seen posts of people like at that attraction.
Oh, okay.
Like this attraction, I think someone gets stabbed through, and they have a statue of the guy doing the stabbing, and you can get in front of it and pretend that you're getting stabbed.
Yeah, that might be there's like another place where there's just a bunch of statues that
Yeah.
you could take pictures with. All right, so Zoro's attraction has weapons from the show and a video game where you could cut down cannonballs. Yeah, so you pick up a sword and there's a screen and you have to time it right. And okay, so Nami's attraction is a casino where you can bet on
Yo.
you could bet on horses, play roulette, and there's a quiz show, and you bet everything in berries, which is pretty cool.
Yo, this is so cool.
Yeah, and if you manage to win, you get a VIP card that has like Nami's face on it. It's pretty. It looks like a credit card with Nami's face on it.
Yo, that's so cool.
Yeah. Usopp's attraction is a slingshot game where I don't know if it's like you have to hit like 5 soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the soldiers are coming towards you. I don't know if it's like on a belt or something, but you have to hit 5 soldiers, and if you hit them, then you hit like a cross thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that's how you win.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's the slingshot that newer one that's like a big staff. It's not his small one that he has in the episodes that we're watching. Okay, so Choppers I think is the best attraction because it's a replica of some of the rooms on the Thousand Sunny, which is the ship
after
ship after the Going Merry. So you could visit the kitchen where Sanji cooks and stuff. You can go to Nami and Robin's bedroom, and you could also go into their bathroom. And what's cool about the bathroom is that you could see a silhouette of Nami taking a shower.
What?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Have you seen videos of these, or is this?
I've only seen pictures. The only video that I seen was of the 360 room.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Robin's attraction is where you can decipher scripts from Tangari. Tangari is like the island that you're supposed to be on.
Yeah.
In
Whoa.
the theme.
So it's like island. That's
Yeah. And if you decipher enough of them, you can make your own wanted poster.
Yo. You're really selling me on this theme park right now.
All right. So Frankie's attraction is a giant pinball machine that it's like it's Frankie, and there's a pinball machine in his chest.
That's cool.
It's a really big machine. And there's also a bar where you can get his favorite cola and some food. And there's also a kids play area in Frankie's attraction where you can just leave your kids.
Dude, this I don't know if you can sell me
Enough.
this any harder.
Well, the thing is, Frankie's that bar where you can get his favorite cola. They also have like a special Frankie cola where it's like berry flavored and it has like berries in it. It looks hella good. It looks hella good. But then in the ad, it said that while supplies last. So you have to
get there early enough.
You have to get there early and go straight to Frankie's attraction and get a berry soda.
Oh, dude, this sounds so cool.
Yeah. All right, so Brooks' attraction is a horror house where you have to exorcise a zombie using a salt ball, I think it was.
It
must be something with the episode.
Yeah, so when you first told me about this,
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about like some rinky dink, like thrown together,
Yeah.
quote unquote amusement park.
Mhm.
This sounds almost like, I mean, it sounds
There's
like
like
it's a
no
small attraction.
Yeah, but there's like no roller coasters or anything like that.
Yeah, but it sounds really cool.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
Like I thought it'd be like in the corner of a mall somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, like a mall carnival kind of
Yeah.
thing, where it's kind of janky.
Yeah, maybe I'll show you some pictures afterwards, but
Okay, yeah.
but it looks really cool. So Sanji's attraction, well, it's not really an attraction; it's a restaurant where you can get some fancy looking food, and the food looks. There's nothing that I could eat because I'm vegan, but
Yeah.
it looks hella fancy. I mean, you can get like freaking veal and stuff like that there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it there where the restaurant's recreated, or was that another
No,
place?
That's another place.
That's another place. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there's also like a photo spot. I already said this, but they also have a photo spot, and where you can take pictures with a bunch of statues. There's a Cafe Mugiwara. I think that might be a cafe from the anime. I'm not really 100% sure, but that place also has fancy food that you can get. And they also have some live shows, and there's 2 gift shops where you can buy
my
some
goodness.
stuff.
Yeah, I really want.
The fact that it has 2 gift shops makes me think that it's a decent sized place.
Oh, it has to be. Right?
Yeah.
I think the only way you can sell this even harder to me is if the English One Piece rap is playing the whole time. I mean, we can fix that. I'll just
play it while you're there.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that's all I have for the facts.
Oh my goodness, this is
that gets you pumped to want.
Yes,
it makes me. When I was doing this, it made me want to go really bad.
It makes me want to get farther in the anime so I understand
what this place is about.
Yeah, more what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, this sounds so cool.
Yeah.
All right, now that we're done.
I really want a VIP card.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would stay in there just to get that. Like, okay, now I know the answers to the quiz show. Let me get that card.
Let me get that card. Exactly. It's like I may not be able to read Japanese, but I know it's this answer. So
I think it might be in English because the website's in English as well.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're just speaking my language right now.
Yeah.
All right, now that's. Do you have anything general you want to say before we start off?
I do, but it's kind of weird to say it at the beginning.
I know I said it a little earlier that the first half was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second half is just like kind of falls flat.
Yeah.
To where I don't think the second half was as strong as like episodes 30 to 61 or 31 to 61 were not as strong as the first 30.
Oh yeah.
Because I think there were a bunch of times in this one where I wanted to turn off. In different stretches, I was like,
yeah,
I couldn't. I was just bored.
Yeah.
The only time that ever happened in the first half was like the chest man.
Yeah, definitely. And he returns.
And yeah, exactly.
He returns in this span of 30 episodes. He comes back,
and he's still horrible. That's one of the episodes where I wanted to turn off.
All right.
I think that's only the real general about this. Other than that,
I mean, I have some general things. I don't know, but it's kind of weird to say it right now. But
yeah, we can hit it again at the end.
All right. So you want to talk about a bit of the art style?
So yeah, no, I know we talked about it
in the last
one.
Yeah.
So I want to take more of this art to be more of character design.
Okay. Yeah.
So
because it's just pretty much the same
art. And until we get to the time skip, the art, and the colors aren't going to change much.
Yeah.
The characters who I thought were really well designed. One character that I didn't put on my favorite characters because he's such a one-note character, but his design's really cool. Is Daddy Masterson.
Oh yeah.
His design and his daughter's design are both really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I was kind of disappointed to learn that they're filler characters.
Oh, so we're never gonna see them again.
Yeah, most likely we're never gonna see them again. Maybe they show up again in another filler, but
I mean, we got Chest Guy twice, so maybe we'll get him again.
But yeah, Daddy was really, really cool.
Yeah. Nami's still changing clothes. That's what I wrote.
Oh, there you go.
That's something I wrote.
Speaking of Nami, I guess I can mention it later. I think Nami is really besides her whole arc. I think she gets like a little bit more cool once her debt's relieved of her.
Oh yeah.
Like she has it adds on a different layer.
Yeah.
Like because she was doing this, she has a new part of her. I'll explain it later. When we get to the characters.
One thing I did enjoy was all the different fishmen. There's like a whole bunch of different ones. Like it's like they're unnecessarily designed.
Oh yeah,
As
yeah.
like that's how you put it sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Like these guys are gonna get destroyed
Yeah.
and never seen again, and they put a lot of work into actually designing them.
Yeah. Like each one was like its own kind of fish. It was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
which I can appreciate that.
Yeah. And one thing that I really liked is like when Luffy like beat them up and they're like all laying on the floor. I was like, oh, I remember this guy. I remember him from earlier.
What I actually really enjoyed about that is like they literally said like they're dead.
Yeah.
Like they killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But like not in a funny way they died, but just like blase, like, oh, they're dead.
Yeah. But we just found out that one of the characters didn't die.
Yeah, apparently, or unless it's like a relative or something, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm really disappointed that character didn't die.
But we'll talk about that once we get to that episode. Back in episode, that's going to be like episode 70 something of the
Has to be
podcast.
more than that. It was way.
No, I'm talking about episode something of the podcast.
Oh yeah,
That's
no, it's gonna be way farther than that in the podcast.
Oh, really? Maybe like 120 or something?
It's gonna be up there. So let's talk about our favorite scenes.
For cinematography?
Yeah, cinematography.
Okay.
In a cinematography way, I guess, how they're shot.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of my favorite shot scenes is the Nami stabbing her shoulder,
Oh, yeah.
her tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Just almost everything about that scene is like really well done. Like
Yeah.
you can really empathize with her. Like it shows like Arlong like laughing at her
Yeah.
and like not even showing his face, but just his laugh,
Yeah.
and then her just like finally breaking.
Mm-hmm.
And how it's like zooming in on the knife
Yeah.
going into her arm.
Mm-hmm.
It really like does convey like in the voice. I don't know how. I mean, obviously the Japanese voice acting in that part's probably really good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then the dub voice acting. What is her name?
I don't know Nami's
No,
voice actor.
it's Yukari's voice actor. It's not Monica Ryle. It's
Is
the
it
other one.
Lucy Christian.
Lucy Christian. Yes.
Yeah.
So Lucy Christian plays, like she plays it really, really great.
You know, now that I think about it, Lucy Christian's a good fit for Nami.
Yeah, she's really good. I think almost everybody in there is really good. Like Chris Sabat plays Zoro,
Yeah.
and he plays a really good. I think he plays a really good Zoro.
Yeah.
Like Colleen Clickenbeard plays
Luffy.
and she's pretty good. I think she's good at it personally. The voice actor for Krillin is Usopp.
Yeah.
And then I know I mentioned it last time, and I still didn't look it up. But Sanji's voice actor, he's familiar.
Yeah, you said that last time as well.
Yeah,
we still haven't cared enough to go look
to
it
go
up.
and look.
But I love Sanji still.
Yeah,
It's not that he's a bad character. We're just lazy.
Exactly.
One scene that I really enjoyed was the fight between Luffy and Smoker, Captain Smoker. The second time they fought, when we get to see Smoker's powers.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that, like cinematography wise, because like you get to like Luffy punches him and then like smoke appears around his hand and stuff. It's really cool.
yeah. It's really. I also agree. I guess I got used to Wandering Sun, where like every shot means something. You can interpret a lot from every scene, and like One Piece is like, oh well, he punched him.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, except for like I said, like the Nami stabbing scene is like,
Yeah, that's significant.
yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff significant in that arc.
Oh, in the whole arc, exactly. The walk to Arlong Park.
Oh my god,
Oh, playing
so badass.
exactly playing the song we love so much.
Yeah, that dun
Dun,
dun
dun,
dun.
Dun 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 dun.
That's actually the intro.
Exactly. Oh
of
my.
this podcast.
Oh my goodness. That just how it's Johnny and what's his face? They're like blocking the way,
Yeah,
and they're like, "Don't worry, help is coming."
yeah,
And then it's just like shots of them like quick shots of them walking like of their feet, like
Mhm.
never really showing like their serious faces or anything. Oh, it's just amped the whole time.
Yeah,
And-
so cool.
And then it ends with Luffy punching down the door.
Yep,
Oh, it's so
great.
good. Do you have any other shots you want to talk about?
I actually wanted to talk about like something that we said in the first podcast of One Piece,
Mm-hmm.
that they reuse some of the same things again, and it
Yeah.
happens in this span of episodes as well. And like that, what it comes to mind when I talk about like when I think of the reused scenes is when Luffy stretched his arms to grab the neck of the dragon. They used that scene twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then the Zoro cutting the chain. They used that like 3 times.
I know it's you gotta save money somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Anime's not
I just
cheap.
wanted to
Yeah.
add that real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, but speaking of Nami's stabbing thing, you heard it here first. To remove a tattoo, just stab it a bunch of times.
Oh my goodness. Exactly.
And it actually did disappear when the doctor was like examining her.
uh-huh.
It was like just a big scar now. Like the tattoo was completely
Jeez.
gone.
Jesus. I thought he just had reworked it.
Oh maybe.
Yeah.
Used his doctor magic.
Jesus. He's a doctor and a tattoo artist.
I know.
Just 2
What
for
kind
one.
of what kind of resume does this guy have?
Actually, I thought it would have been really cool if she didn't get a new tattoo and if that
Just
scar
left the
was
scar.
just there.
Yeah, that'd have been cool.
That'd been a really neat detail.
Hmm.
Do you have any other favorite scenes you want to, or cinematography scenes you want to talk about? I have a lot of like scenes I want to talk about, more like how cool they are instead of how they're shot.
Yeah. Okay. You can do that then.
But that's one of my favorite episodes.
Okay.
So let's move on to least favorite characters.
Okay.
I have a bunch here. So
Is Chessman one of them?
Yeah, yes, he is. So Chessman, 100%.
Yeah.
Whenever he's on screen, I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And this might be just because he's in that episode, but Captain Buggy also has to go in that
Oh no!
corner. Yeah,
I love Buggy, but I understand why you put him.
I was like that episode, the
Buggy's Adventure.
Little Buggy's Big Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers on my worst episodes, and it really killed my
Yeah.
interest in Buggy because I was like, I don't care. Even in the next episode where
he reunites with his
gang,
crew.
yeah. I was like, I hate everybody in there.
Oh man, that makes me sad because I really love Buggy.
And I hate his crew. His crew's stupid.
You don't like Richie?
No, it's so stupid. The Captain Richie is so dumb. I have Apis also.
You have
I have
Apis?
Apis. That's my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah, because that whole arc is just like
It's out. I don't blame that character for
For
that
the arc?
The arc being bad.
I don't know. Like she is a cute kid. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I actually really liked her,
I mean-
and her power is really cool.
Yeah, the whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't dig her as a character. I mean I wanted to,
Yeah.
but that arc just like
kills
shackled it. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That just like how the chess man thing kills Buggy, I
Mhm.
think for me that arc kills like Apis. It's just like
Yeah.
like she wasn't. I won't say misused. Yeah, she was misused in that
Mhm.
arc. I feel
Yeah.
like she has such a cool power,
Yeah.
and it just goes to waste.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be my most unused character.
Well, it's underused.
Oh, well, I guess she
I
was
think
used, but
misused.
yeah. Okay.
Honestly. And then I also have the other fishmen.
The other
So
fishmen,
I put the other fishmen
like
because
the 3 henchmen.
yeah, because Arlong is in my one of my favorite
Favorites.
characters.
Okay.
So every other fishman I really didn't like, especially the one that Usopp beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, his design is really bad.
Yeah, it's ugly.
And then the octopus man, he's cool.
Yeah, I like what his name is Hachi.
Hachin. Yeah, Hachi.
Hachi.
Hachi. I really liked Hachi. but it's just his shtick got annoying,
Yeah.
and like I thought it was funny the first time they showed him,
Mm-hmm.
and then it wore on me, and I was like, this is not as funny as I previously thought.
And the other guy was like a stingray, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just weird. Like they didn't even particularly look strong. Like to me, they didn't look strong.
Yeah, they're just like big, like
Yeah.
taller than humans.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What are yours? Some I think I just
Yeah, you kind of hogged it all.
I kind of just hogged
but
it all.
luckily, you didn't say the ones that I put.
Well, there you go. Go ahead.
So I put Eric as one of my least favorites.
Dumb looking,
Yes, sicko.
sicko. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's just like a very boring character, and like I just found him uninteresting.
Yeah.
His power is not that cool either.
I could see that.
And I also put Nelson as another.
Admiral Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't even do any.
He just sat down all the whole time.
Yeah. His. I guess least flattering, not even flattering, but his only like characteristic is that he's fat.
Yeah,
That's
he
it.
has like big cheeks or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I kind of like blame them for having like, I kind of blame them for how bad the arc is and how
because the villain. I guess if
Yeah.
the villains aren't strong.
the
then-
villains aren't strong and it therefore makes a lot of the story kind of boring.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other leasts in there or
I put the dragon, Ryu,
This is the Grandpa Ryu?
Grandpa Ryu. Yeah, I put him. I didn't really. That's another reason why I don't really like that arc.
It made me really the parts that really made me laugh during that arc is like when they spill the giant pot of soup on his
him?
head
Yeah.
and he just like freaks out.
I know. I was like waiting for like him to like do one of those like eye bulging things,
Right?
like because he's always like he looks mundane and like
Mhm.
boring, and it only happens like with the pot of rice or whatever,
Yeah.
and then when they fall in the whatever that lost island, quote unquote lost island.
Exactly. And
That's all I
like
have
that.
for least favorites.
all right. So
Yeah,
for
more?
favorite, I pretty much said my piece about my least favorites. So favorite characters, you can go ahead and start this one if you
Oh,
want.
you know what? Well, I guess this would be in favorite characters. I really like Momu, the big monster cow.
Yeah. I mean, it was anytime they showed it was pretty strong because
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing was like, oh, this is the thing that turned the town upside down.
Yeah,
And then just Luffy and Sanji just beat it.
yeah, beat it to a pulp.
Exactly.
Poor
I felt
cat. I
so
know.
bad.
I know, because cows are like one of my favorite animals, so I felt really bad. But for general dislikes, I actually wrote that like there's like some like inconsistencies, and I texted you about one of them,
Mhm.
and one of them also involves Momu, because like there's like a scene where Arlong tells him to like, oh, you're gonna leave us, Momu, and then he like makes like an angry face, and then Luffy does that whole feet in the ground thing,
Yeah.
and then you see Momu's face again, and it's doing that teary-eyed face
No.
instead of doing the angry face. So it's kind of like it would have been nice if he stayed angry, like a consistent face.
Right.
And
Mhm.
this also happens when Luffy initially punches Arlong when he first gets there.
Uh-huh.
So after he punches him and he goes flying, we see like the village, like a shot of their reaction, and Gin and the doctor like have like no reaction to it.
Mhm.
And then there's some talking that happens, and then we see the village again, and then Gin and the doctor have their mouths open, completely shocked that Luffy punched Arlong. So
yeah,
it's like some consistency would have been pretty good there.
exactly. But I don't think anybody watches nobody watches early One Piece for consistency.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mentioned before that I really liked Arlong as a villain.
Yeah, Arlong
He-
is a really cool guy.
He was a really despicable asshole,
Yeah.
and even to like his laugh is annoying
Uh-huh.
and like brutish.
Yep.
It's really cool when when Luffy broke his teeth and he just kept on ripping them out to make them stronger.
Yeah.
I really loved that part about him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also feel like Arlong was in control the whole fight,
Mm-hmm.
and then like he just made one mistake
Okay.
and
Yeah.
lost.
Exactly.
I kind of don't like that where it's just like the one momentum shift.
Okay.
But in here, I think it was fine because he died in a cool way at least.
Yeah. Are we not going to talk about like main characters again for?
Oh no,
this?
you can hit like on mine. I have I put like Zoro and Nami because Zoro's just my favorite character.
Yeah, I put
the
Sanji,
anime.
and I also put. I'm starting to like Zoro a lot more.
Yeah, Zoro's so cool.
Yeah, he's so cool. And I don't know if you mentioned this in the first One Piece podcast, but I think you said that they purposely try to write
Is Zoro out of it?
Yeah. And after you mentioned that, and I started watching this, I really started noticing everything.
That's the one thing. Oh, I hate.
Mm-hmm.
This one kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
because he's still like
he's still healing.
Yeah, the battle with Hawkeye just happened like a day ago.
Yeah,
like he shouldn't be able to fight.
Yeah, he should be in bed.
Yeah, exactly.
And they didn't treat his wounds properly.
Exactly, because who was gonna treat his wounds on there? Usopp?
Yeah, nobody.
So
that kind of makes sense. But like when they hit Loguetown, like Zoro's like lost like a lot of the time.
Or like when like you said, like everything's over too fast. Even with Tashiagi when he fights her.
Oh yeah,
he finishes her off like really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I think they like to me. I thought they were trying to make her like his
weak.
Equal.
Oh yeah,
but then she just ended up being like kind of weak. I don't know if it's just because he got the drop on her, but it made her look really, really weak there. But yeah, I also have. I think we both have Nami. Nami's the obvious VIP MVP of this arc. All of her we finally get to see backstory.
Yeah.
You get to see how she interacts with people in her own village where she grew up.
Yeah.
We get to see her sister, which her sister looks really cool.
Oh yeah. One cool thing about her sister is that she got the tattoos because of Nami.
Right.
And that reminded me of another anime called Bakano. I don't know if you've ever heard of that anime.
I haven't seen it.
I wonder if Bakano got this idea from One Piece.
Yeah. Maybe.
Because there's like one character gets a face tattoo because another character burns her face with like chemicals by accident, and she has a giant scar.
I think we talked about this. Maybe we talked about this off podcast, but in Persona 5 there's a character that does that too.
Oh really?
Where there's like a side character where his adopted son was in a car crash, so he has a scar I think on his neck.
I remember you talking to me about this.
And then the character's father has a gecko tattoo on his neck to like on the same place where his son does.
Yeah.
So there's like as if anybody ever talks crap about your scar, tell them that I have something on my neck too.
Yeah.
Like maybe it all comes from that. Maybe it's some kind of Shakespearean.
Oh, maybe.
Parallel.
Yeah, but Najiko is a really cool character. I really enjoyed her.
Yeah. So let's talk about Nami. I really appreciate the fact that after her treasure is gone or whatever, or after her debt to Arlong's gone, she's still frugal.
Oh yeah.
And my favorite part is like when they get to Log Island, Zoro wants to go get a sword, but he only has like.
He has like nothing.
Yeah, he has I think like 50,000 berries, and then Nami's like, "Oh, she's like, I can let you borrow some money at 400% interest." I was like, Jesus.
She's like went into all like the details of how much he's gonna owe her. After.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like now that she has her own money, like she actually explains why she has so many clothes.
Yeah, I really like that they explained. She just went on like a shopping spree.
There's a really cool thing. It's kind of off topic, but there's a character in Fairy Tail where her magic is I think it's called quick change. So she can change armors like mid battle, and every armor has power to it, like a certain.
Oh, that's cool.
And she has no, it's called Requip. Okay. Anyway, but she always carries a lot of luggage with her. Like one of the biggest jokes is that she has a crap ton of luggage that everyone always has to carry for her whenever they go on missions, and like no one ever knows what's in there. And then there's like a little 4-Koma comic about it, and like what she keeps in there is all of her clothes that she has to change into.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to know that they like
little details like that.
Yeah, they acknowledge that Nami changes her clothes a lot, and this is the reason why.
Yeah, exactly. She just
has a lot of clothes.
Once she wears one, she just tosses it off the boat. I also have Bellamere. Bellamere is also that whole episode is just heartbreaking. And she's like really, really cool, and I'm really upset that she died.
Yeah, Bellamere was dope. I really liked her.
Because I would like to have like a whole Bellamere arc following her.
Yeah, her and like her Marine days and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's cool about her is that she's like, I'm really drawn to like punk style, and she's like super punk.
Oh,
she has a mohawk, and her hair's pink.
I was gonna be like, shout out, like One Piece was ahead of the curve because now girls are like, that's the fashion part.
Yeah, having shaved heads and stuff.
And like that's way ahead of the curve there.
Yeah. I have actually a fun fact about Bellamere. In the 4Kids version, she doesn't get shot.
What happens?
She gets captured in a dungeon, and it's implied that she died in the dungeon.
What?
Yeah, because you know that one like silhouette of Arlong with a gun?
Yeah.
And they actually changed it to just his hand, and he's pointing a gun. Like his hand is like a gun, like in the position of a gun.
That's weird.
Yeah, just a little fun fact that I read. Gosh. There's actually a few different versions of that scene. I guess in the manga he's pointing at her head with the gun, and in the anime he's pointing at her chest, and I think there's another version where they're also pointing at the head. But the 4Kids version is the most ridiculous with the hand.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. That's almost as bad as
the Nami stabbing scene.
Oh, the Nami stabbing scene is really bad in the 4Kids dub.
Yeah,
where it's just like it's like abrupt
it's omitted.
Cuts.
Yeah, it's like the whole stabbing is omitted from it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so for me, like another.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah. I know I'm taking up a bunch of these characters.
Out of like all the new characters, I really like Smoker.
Yes, Smoker is.
He's super badass.
I wanted to go look it up, and I didn't, but I want to know what they replaced, if they replaced his cigars in the 4Kids dub.
Oh yeah, I wonder if they did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he have like a bunch of lollipops then?
Oh my god! Like I don't even know how you would make it safe.
I know, and then they would have to change his name as well, right?
Yeah, right. I would assume. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up later.
Exactly, but other than that, like his power is like really broken.
Yeah, super overpowered.
Because like
I don't understand how, if there is a way to beat him, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, and then there's like one of my ones that make it seem it's really broken to me, and it doesn't seem if you just look at it like on the surface, but Luffy asked Smoker originally. He asked him like, "Oh, where's the execution platform?" And then he goes, "Oh, just follow the smoke, and it'll show you." So he's controlling his devil fruit power from that far away to guide him.
Yeah.
To the execution platform. I'm like, if he can control it from that far away, like how like he's really, really strong.
Yeah. Exactly. That means that he could just like cover a whole town probably.
Yeah.
In smoke. And capture the whole town.
It's really busted.
Yeah. And we get to see more of like speaking of like the devil fruit powers and how overpowered it is, Luffy, we get to see like Luffy extending like across like an island or something in the Apis arc.
So I don't know if I've ever told you what my theory of why he has stretchy powers.
Why?
Is because it makes him easier to animate. Like you can mess with his proportions more because he's a stretchy man.
Okay. We have another favorite?
Oh yeah. I think I mentioned Daddy earlier. Daddy
Yeah.
is really, really cool. I don't got much to say about him because
Mm-hmm.
there's not much to say about him.
Yeah, I put that like Najiko and Jin are really cool. I really like their designs are really nice.
Especially when they reveal the pinwheel, like what the pinwheel meant. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
sweet.
really cool. And we get to learn where he got all those scars from.
Exactly. That's what I was like. I was done from like when you first see Jin, like the burning question is like, why does he have a pinwheel and why does he have that many scars?
Yeah.
And like I had totally forgotten about the pinwheel.
Yeah, me too.
Until they mentioned it at the end.
Mhm. And then Nami gets a tattoo of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised. I mean, there must be a lot of people with that tattoo, but that tattoo is really dope.
Yeah.
The windmill and the tangerine.
Yeah. You could barely see the tangerine.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still cool.
I also have I think as my last one is a Tashiagi. But yeah, I really like swordsman characters a lot. That's why I like Hawkeye.
Yeah. And Zoro.
Zoro so much. And just like, and she's how Zoro sees. I don't think her name's Yuki, but
the girl that he reminds her of.
Mm-hmm. But the reminds her of his childhood friend. Just like for that fact, like makes it more like kind of not haunting, but makes it really cool.
Yeah.
Her design is also really cool with the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
And
I like all the Hawaiian shirts in this anime.
Yeah.
Arlong has one.
And then
he looks really cool.
Yeah. I really want to see more of her like fighting and like just how like she's like knows facts about swords.
Oh yeah.
Like she like sees a sword and she go, oh, that's the
legendary blade something.
Yeah,
something
like, wow.
or other.
That's really cool that she just sees it right away. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Do you have any other
I actually put Apis as one of my favorites just because I like her ability.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
And then how she can't cook.
Oh yeah, that's funny. She made it like super spicy.
Yeah.
I really like the fact that they made her eat it as well. Because like when you see like animes and they like make crappy food, usually the person that made it doesn't eat it.
Yeah, exactly. They don't get put through the torture.
Yeah. But that's all I have for like characters.
So who do you have for most underused? If you don't have any,
I don't have any.
Me, this is the character I wanted to see more of. Also, I guess I could have put Tashiagi.
Yeah.
In this slot.
That's what I thought you were gonna put.
Yeah. So I am gonna put her in this slot also. Okay. But I really wanted to see more Alvida also.
Oh yeah.
We didn't see her fight. Mm-hmm. Just like see her like dodge.
Yeah.
Stuff. I really want to see her use her
smooth
fruit.
Yeah.
In battle.
That'd be pretty cool.
I also told you too. Like, I was really surprised that it was her. Like, I had a feeling it was somebody from the past. I just didn't.
Yeah.
See, like, I want to see how if at all that what's his face Toby ever sees her again.
Oh wow, he probably crap his pants.
That's what I'm saying. I almost crap my pants.
Oh, he might not even recognize her.
Exactly.
One thing I really liked about Alvida is that when she saw Luffy, and like she was like, "Oh, you're the first man to ever hit me," and then everybody that was like fawning over her got mad at Luffy.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like that part.
Gosh dang it!
And the fact that she actually has a crush on Luffy is kind of funny as well.
There's another girl later on.
There's a crush on Luffy?
Yeah, there's another crush on Luffy that I really want to see.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know her name. She's Boa Hancock. I don't know if you've ever seen her.
No.
She's a really cool looking character.
We'll get to that one.
Yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. I think she's like in 300.
Oh, wow.
She's up there. All right, so... Sorry. I'm just trying to get... So, do you want to go favorite episode or worst favorite?
Worst favorite?
Worst favorite. Worst episode or favorite episode first?
Do either.
Okay. So, mentioned earlier,
one
of my least favorites is, Little Buggy's Big Adventure. It's just a boring episode. Nothing's going on.
Yep.
Made me realize why I hate shonen anime. It's just like nothing ever happened. Like
nothing is getting done.
It's just a stupid filler.
Yeah.
And
the king of fillers in that episode, the chest guy.
The chest man. Oh my goodness. I almost turned it off because I was like, I can't do this episode anymore.
I know I texted you this earlier or earlier in the week, but do not show PETA that episode because they give alcohol to animals.
No, it's juice, Jade.
It's
You gave him
juice.
juice.
It's so that episode. What's really funny is that like the day after that scene where the animals like get drunk and stuff, you see them all hungover.
No, it was a sugar
Sugar
crash.
rush. Oh,
Sugar crash. Sugar
yeah.
crash, Jade.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sugar crash, like juice. And then I'm putting
More like jungle juice.
jungle juice, exactly. It's a wine. Wine's a juice. I also put in a whole crap gift basket is the Lost Island arc.
Yeah, I put that as my least favorite.
Oh my god! I just the
So
other
boring.
time I wanted to just turn it off because it's just nothing happening.
Yeah,
It's super slow.
complete waste of time.
It-
Nothing comes out of it. Like they don't learn any new knowledge.
I mean, it's the epitome of a filler, but you could make interesting filler.
Yeah, definitely.
Just this doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Do you have any other? That's both. I have it down for least. Faye, do you have any other?
You heard it here first. Lost Island is not on any map.
Exactly. Oh my god! If I had a nickel for every time they said that I don't know if they repeated that so much in the sub, but in the dub, it was
Every other line.
too much. I could not handle it.
Yeah. I just put that whole arc as my least favorite.
All right, so
Just so boring, and I didn't care about the dragon.
yeah, exactly.
And the villains are bad.
And then like it's an odd piece. She's cute, but she can't hold the whole arc
Mm-hmm.
by herself. I mean,
Definitely.
maybe she could. I don't know, but
I would have thought that she would have been cool as a crew member.
oh man,
I would think that her ability to talk to animals, or not talk to them, but understand them,
yeah,
would have came in handy
exactly
on the sea.
I just want more of her because I love her voice actress. I would have just loved her to be on the crew forever.
Okay. Favorite
So
episodes.
favorite episodes. Go ahead. What's one of your favorite episodes?
Okay. So obviously the Arlong arc. I put that whole thing
Oh
As-
yeah, it's
as really good.
strong.
Yeah. I love, like we mentioned this earlier, but I love the walk to Arlong. Really cool. I really liked Nami's backstory, learning everything that happened and why she's on Arlong's crew and stuff.
Yeah, so a little, I guess. I think I don't know what I'm saying. I'm having a stroke here. Both of my favorite episodes are the episodes I put on my favorite are all in that arc.
Yeah.
I think
For good reason.
I think the only one that is not in here, I didn't write it down because I totally forgot about it until right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is when they get to Log Island, the first episode in Log Island,
Oh, okay.
where all the hustle and bustle is happening.
Yeah. Everybody's like separating, doing their own thing.
Yeah, and you see, I think that's when Luffy finds the Gold Roger.
Yeah, the
bar.
bar. Yeah.
That part's really cool.
Yeah.
Just because like the bartender's like, oh,
Remin-
I see.
Reminiscing and
Yeah.
stuff.
He's
Yeah.
like, I
and he
see.
sees Gold Roger and Luffy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luffy rises. That's the episode where
Mm-hmm.
the walk to Arlong Park happens and
Oh, okay. Yeah.
where it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
And then Untold Past, Female Warrior Bellamere.
Mhm.
Also really, I think that's like the Female Warrior Bellamere is like probably my favorite episode in that whole arc.
Yeah.
Just because it's slow, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason. There's a nice story being told
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
Um,
Melamir's such a cool character.
Exactly, and it helps that she's really coolly designed, and
Yeah.
her voice actress.
I like that she smokes too.
Yeah, it's so cool. You mean she eats lollipops? I think it was the Crunchyroll thumbnail has the this I am Lion, that shirt she makes for.
Oh yeah.
We need to make one of those shirts because
Yeah.
they're so cool.
I think they're tank tops, right?
Yeah, the tank tops.
Yeah, we got to make one of those.
Oh my god. Do you have any other things you have for your favorite?
Well, for that, I really liked Sanji's how Sanji beat up that stingray guy with like super ease.
Oh.
Once they got out of the water,
Exactly.
I really liked that he just beat him up.
I also really like how when Hachi was swimming at the end
Oh yeah,
and then like all his cuts
reopened. Yeah.
Oh, that was really cool. Or not that they reopened, but they got worse.
Oh yeah,
I guess
because he's like moving around.
Yeah, that was really really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other?
I like that Luffy. Freaking that drop kick on Arlong was pretty cool.
Oh
And
Jesus!
destroyed the whole building.
Exactly. That whole scene where he's fighting her in the navigation room.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah, that's another scene that's really
I should have
great.
put that in cinematography because everyone's like, what is he doing? And like the one person who knows is Nami,
Yeah.
and she like, you see her face, and it's kind of like she's knowing she's being set. Like Luffy's setting her free,
Mm-hmm.
like right now.
Yeah, such a great reaction from Nami.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I really really love that scene.
Oh, speaking of reactions, for general likes, I actually really like when like something crazy happens and like everybody's like has big eyes and like very exaggerated expressions. It's really funny. The episode after Buggy's big adventure when he reunites with his crew, I actually really like that. I really like the not Little Richie, Lionel Richie, getting his time as the captain.
Richie.
Yeah, as the captain.
No, I couldn't just stand those 2 episodes. I'm sorry. It's I don't know. Just the well was poisoned, and I was like, I'm done.
Well, another thing about that episode that I liked was that once Buggy got his parts back, he freaking demolished that tribe. I just really liked.
He just like rolled them immediately.
Yeah, it was really cool. Do you have any more favorites? Or
Nah, that's pretty much all I have.
hold on.
Yeah,
I think
I
have
really
one
also
more.
like that the execution platform scene
Oh yeah,
where Buggy's about to execute him in front of everybody.
yeah. That's a funny thing is with this anime is like when they're about to do something that they always like have to explain like a whole bunch of stuff before they do it.
Yeah, it's like anime.
Yeah, it's
a
like
bunch
anime.
of exposition.
Mm-hmm. It's really funny.
That, and then I also like the last episode where they're setting sail.
Oh yeah.
Just like the panic that in that episode is like oh, we need to get to the Going Merry
Mhm.
to get out of here. Like we need to go. Like the episode's really fast paced.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it,
Mm-hmm.
especially like so up to that point. Like we had like 2 filler episodes and like the
Mhm.
daddy episode and
Yeah.
the fish episode, the
Sanji cooking.
Sanji cooking episode, which is a cool episode.
Oh, we didn't mention that girl. Do you like that girl?
Yeah, she's really cool design too.
I didn't like her henchmen though.
They're kind of
Was it-
forgetful.
Yeah, especially Jose, the guy with the big nostrils.
Yeah.
I did not like that character. It was really ugly.
Um,
But I have one more favorite
yeah,
episode.
go ahead.
It's the episode when Zoro is like shopping for his swords.
Yeah, I also had that scene as one of my favorite scenes.
Mm-hmm. Just like how he gets his swords is pretty cool.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Zoro's just freaking cool.
Mm-hmm. How he tossed the cursed sword is pretty
So
cool.
what kind of confused? I guess it doesn't really confuse me, but it should actually. I mean, it should confuse me. Is that if Tashiagi knows all about these swords,
Uh-huh.
and she knows about Zoro, how did she not know Zoro had the sword?
Oh, I know, huh? If she knew everything about him, then she would have known that he has a legendary sword.
Yeah.
She knew that all the other owners of the legendary swords were bad people.
Right. So
how did she not know that?
exactly?
That's a good question. We
Exactly.
need to ask the writer of the manga.
Exactly. But that whole scene of him like saying like, "Oh, I have really good luck," and him tossing him that sword, and the sword just barely going around his hand, his arm, is really, really.
Would
really
that
cool.
really have cut his whole arm off?
I don't know. Maybe.
Does gravity have that much force?
Maybe it's just that sharp
Maybe.
to go through his bone.
It is a cursed sword after all.
Exactly.
And then the other sword was like the shop owner's like family heirloom or something like that, right?
Yeah, but it was also like a legendary sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Pretty cool though.
Yeah, it is pretty dope.
Yeah,
So-
and then they fight. Oh no, they don't fight in that one.
No, they fight in the
The later episodes.
later episode.
We do see Zoro cleaning with 3 mops, which is pretty dope.
Exactly. All right. So, do you have any final thoughts? Bring up.
Oh.
No?
There's one thing with Zoro that I want to mention. And generally, I
Yeah.
like the running gag where Luffy keeps like accidentally hitting Zoro,
Oh yeah.
like knocking him off the boat or just punching him into a wall or something.
I like how Zoro's always napping.
Oh yeah, that is another running gag.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me tell you this story, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll listen, and then he just falls asleep.
I don't blame him. That story was
You know,
horrible.
I think they kind of make fun of it because I know in one of the later openings they show Zoro sleeping, but he's still lifting weights.
Okay.
He's like laying down, sleeping with like a snot bubble, and he's still lifting weights. It's pretty funny.
Anything else you want to mention? Like I said, I don't feel like
Yeah, that's
this like I don't feel like this improved my standing of One Piece.
all I have. Yeah,
on my
it
list.
hasn't. It's pretty much the same still, but
It was-
but to be fair, it's still early on in the anime.
Yeah, I mean,
Super early.
retrospectively, yeah, it's still very early. But if it would have just been as if, which is kind of unfair, but if it was all as good as the Arlong arc, I could be like, oh yeah, this is I can move it up on the list. But
Yeah.
I think it's fine where it's situated now.
Yeah, definitely.
Um.
All right.
So accessibility.
Anybody could watch it,
Exactly.
and you could find it anywhere.
find Hulu,
I watched it on Hulu.
Crunchyroll, Funimation, probably.
It's on Netflix, I'm sure.
Yeah. H Dive is probably on there.
Mm.
I don't even know what's on H Dive. It's probably there though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so what would you change?
Things
in
that
this arc?
I would have made the smoker fights longer.
Yeah, I think we got like a little taste of Smoker, but
Yeah, that's the only change that I would make. I mean, I know in the last one we said like give more budget,
production. Yeah.
but
I mean that's the only thing I could have said. Cut out. I would love to cut out filler, but that's not how
yeah.
it works.
Mhm.
Sometimes, you
yeah.
know.
Imagine if like we were watching this as it was premiering, and that was like the Treasure Island episode was the episode
I
that
feel so cheated that
yeah
week. But like I said, it happens.
Yeah, it
sometimes.
does.
It just doesn't work out.
yeah exactly. So rewatchability. Would you watch this span of episodes again? I think we'll
Just
definitely
the first half.
Yeah, I would definitely watch the Nami stuff, and then I would watch the Loketown ones
Yeah.
as well. But the Buggy stuff and the Appice arc,
Yeah, and then,
definitely skippable.
exactly.
Just to watch the last episode of the Appice arc, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So what would you give it for the rating? Jay?
I'd give it a recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like I said. Not. I don't know if I recommend it as high as the first part.
Yeah. There's
but,
a lot less filler in the first half
Yeah.
than the second.
But I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Whenever you watch One Piece, you're always gonna have a good time.
Yeah. All right, now we're putting away One Piece on the shelf, putting it up there.
Yep.
Um.
For another time.
So it is now my turn.
Yes.
Uh.
Because I picked Wandering Sun, and then we
Yeah.
decided One Piece
A
together.
neutral. Yeah, it'd be a neutral pick.
A neutral pick, yeah.
All right. So I've been talking about this anime with you for probably like since last week, and this is an anime that you've been telling me that you've been interested in watching. So
Okay.
I kind of wanted to hold off on it, but it's just too good, and I'm just gonna let it go now.
Okay.
So next week we're gonna be watching My Hero Academia.
Really?
Yes, I'm doing it. I had an unwritten rule for myself that we wouldn't do too many bones
In
a
a
row.
row. Yeah.
and I think it's been a month since we did Mob.
Okay.
So we're about that far away from our last Bones anime.
All right. That sounds really fun. I'm super excited. How long is the first season?
So the first season's 12 episodes.
Okay. Are we gonna do 12 episodes only?
No, my plan is we're gonna watch the first 2 seasons. So it's
Okay.
about 36 or 40 episodes, I want to say.
Okay.
And this is what I was talking about. We were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, we're gonna add like a new segment.
Yeah, we're gonna add a new going segment onto
The beginning of the podcast.
at the beginning of the podcast, where we're gonna talk about an ongoing anime, and that's gonna be about we're gonna be talking about My Hero.
Yeah,
in
first.
in our opening segments.
Yeah.
Next week we won't talk about the 3rd season
Yeah.
because I feel like that's just a lot
Yeah.
to take in because they're like 4 or 5 episodes in already to the 3rd season.
Yeah.
But the week after that we'll talk about like the 6 or 7 episodes up to that point.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we'll go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. If you haven't heard about the anime darling that is My Hero Academia, it is, people say now, one of the new big 3 Shonen Jump anime.
Really?
Yeah. So it's this. One Piece is obviously still there.
Yeah.
And this new anime called Black Clover,
Uh-huh.
or new manga or anime Black Clover. A lot of people are saying that's the new big 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can definitely see it. I know the last time I went on Crunchyroll, when I went to Popular Anime, My Hero was the first one there.
The thing that kind of disappoints me about it is that there isn't a lot of staying power yet, I feel.
Okay.
Like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden are always in the top 10
Yeah.
of Crunchyroll, but when My Hero is like out of season,
Mm-hmm.
it falls to like the top 20.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's like, I really want to see more in time. It just keep the fan base going, you know?
Okay.
Because if people start watching Naruto or Naruto Shippuden, that's nuts to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially people still watching Shippuden. I don't even think I gotta sell this one. I think I've been selling this to you for
for a while
a
now.
while. I've been
when I
hyping
talk to coworkers about anime, they bring this anime up a lot, and they're like, "Why aren't you watching this?"
that makes me happy.
Yeah.
That makes me really, really. Since I don't think anybody watched it in the first. Well, people did watch the first season,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't notice anybody really talking about it until the 3rd or the 2nd season.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that the
ball's rolling.
yes. I guess one way I can pitch it. There's an old Funimation ad and I can't find it, and it's really annoying. It was a Facebook banner ad for My Hero when it was first coming out,
Uh-huh.
and it said something like, "With the adventures of One Piece and the power levels of Dragon Ball Z, with something of Naruto,"
Mm-hmm.
basically comparing it to the big 3
Yeah.
and Dragon Ball. They're comparing it to all the biggest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first watched it, or when I first read that, I was like, "No way."
Mm-hmm.
They're hyping this up. It can't be this. It can't be this good. And
Lo and behold, it is pretty good.
it's probably my spoiler alerts for this. It's my favorite anime.
Really?
It is my favorite anime,
Wow.
and it's not over yet. I give we're a little too early. It's a little too early to say it's my favorite
Of all time,
of
yeah.
all time.
But
if
right now,
if it keeps going consistently how it is,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be my number 1.
All right. Sounds good to me. I know, like I just said earlier, that like coworkers tell me like why I haven't watched this yet, and it's like I always tell them like I'm saving it for the podcast.
So yeah, so now
now I could talk to people about it.
Oh my goodness, I'm really excited to if we do get time, I would love you to watch to season 3 up to season 3.
Okay.
Because there is Bones put themselves on notice really fast.
Really?
Yeah, they put in episode 3 or 4. I don't want to hype it up too much, but
No, just leave it like that.
yeah, leave it like that.
Okay, that's it.
It's great. If you get time,
Mm-hmm.
I would love you to get through it all. If not, it's fine.
Okay.
But for sure, seasons 1 to 3,
All right.
1 through 3 is great.
All right. All right, so that's the podcast.
That's the podcast. If you like this, go ahead and subscribe on iTunes and subscribe, comment, like on what is that? The old SoundCloud YouTubes, the old YouTubes. Yeah,
you can follow us on SoundCloud. Leave a comment on all of them.
Heart, give us a heart.
Give us a heart.
I think it's rate, comment, subscribe on YouTube's 5 stars, please, and thank you.
Yeah, I don't think they do stars anymore. It's just like and dislike.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know that's kind of lame.
But definitely rate us on iTunes. It definitely helps if you give us a good review.
Yeah, the anime pool,
Mm-hmm.
the podcast isn't that deep.
Yeah.
So anything helps.
Yeah, anything will give us some major exposure.
Exactly. And if you like us, go ahead to share us on your social medias.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, announcement. I actually have a Instagram now for the podcast. There's no pictures on it yet, but you can just search up Anime Cherry Bomb on Instagram. And we'll be posting some podcast-related stuff, anime-related stuff, and maybe some traveling stuff if we ever travel.
Yeah, I would. They said... I don't know if it made it into the podcast, but we were talking about going to the Japan and going to that One Piece museum.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
theme
goodness.
park.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Might as well be a museum because it's just art.
Yeah. I mean, I know. Going back to that, they actually have like giant like pages of the manga on the walls.
So cool.
Yeah. Like one of them that I really want to take a picture in front of is when Sanji bows, like saying thanks to everybody. It's like blown up. I want that for like my house. It's so cool.
Oh my god, we've gushed too much about this amusement park. All right,
guys. So we'll see you in the next podcast.
All right, later, guys.
Later.